Hello, thank you very much, and hi everyone, hi again. I'm really happy actually. I didn't have the chance to tell this first time, but I'm happy to see such a full room of for a topic like this. And let's be honest, these topics today are reshaping how we all build products. So we are here to talk about how AI is transforming product development. So not just in theory and not just coding, but we are talking about like real, practical, and challenging ways that our teams and everyone's teams experience this transformation. So we brought here a group of people, of experts who uh, live this transformation every day. So each of them have a different angle. So we have business analysis, we have design perspective, we have product strategy, and of course the all with respect to AI transformation within product development lifecycle or software development lifecycle, and actually all our work as IT software professionals. So thank you all for being here. Stay with us for the next almost 1 hour of interesting topics and discussions and potentially debate. So before we jump into the discussion, I want to give each of our speakers a moment to ground us in the perspective that they bring to these topics. So AI is definitely reshaping the product development from different angles, like from starting the discovery phases, starting the design part, analysis and delivery part of building a project. Now, each of our panelists have a unique way, and each of you as participants have your unique way of working with these new tools and platforms. And some of you even asked about what are our favorite tools, right? So we will address this, of course, today later. Uh, let's start actually with the way that AI is changing the early stages of building a product. So basically, we are talking about the discovery work, the business hypothesis, and the first steps that are shaping the ideas and transform these ideas into the future product. So Esther, hello. You spent a lot of time working with teams and the very beginning of the product initiatives. So from your perspective, what is the biggest change and how teams start building products today with AI? And what is this when AI is part of the toolkit? No, I'm not asking about the whole life cycle yet. We'll have this topic a bit later, but just I just need from your side the first spark where an idea becomes something testable, and yeah, there you go.
Uh, Hello, everyone. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a product director at Cyclum. I've been doing product management for the last 18 plus years. And what we are actually now observing, Lucian and everyone else, we are observing a revolution. It reminds me of revolution when we all kind of switched from waterfall to agile, and then lean product management emerged. And now the idea of lean product management is kind of iterate fast, make your mistakes fast, and build something, build MVP, put it in the market, and kind of find out if it has a business value, if you have a product market fit. So, what is happening now, instead of building the full MVP, we now can afford ourselves, because of AI tooling, to have something in between idea, clickable prototype, and MVP, what we would call AI POC, AI built proof of concept. So here, all the tooling like Lovable and all the vibe coding tooling are immersing and actually allows businesses to evaluate their ideas, uh, have an idea of if the product market fit to be found or not quite faster. And that allows us to iterate faster. And it's a whole game changer in the product development life cycle. And I'm sorry, Lucian, you asked me to talk a little bit about like something, but I cannot talk about some tools, like separately when we observe such revolution in product development life cycle.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. I will get back to you, Esther. Now, once we understand a bit that the shift in the discovery is definitely here, the next natural step is how these first concepts evolve visually and experimentally. So, Sasha, I would like to invite you on the stage, and you've been working with hands-on with AI-powered design tools. So, tell us how the design process itself is changing, and especially how quickly these teams can now move from a user scenario to something that is like clickable and testable, something that also Esther mentioned earlier.
Hi everyone. So honestly, the shift towards AI tool usage and leverage, it's transformed the speed of our work tremendously. And for example, before you had to do everything manually, early concepts do these black and white wireframes to test them out and so on. Right now, after conducting basic desk research, what you can do, you can create a scenario for first-time user, for example, and put it, for example, to ChatGPT to create a prompt for Lovable or Figma Make, and then you like instantly you get a clickable version that covers this scenario in full color, with full interaction, with real data or close to real life content. So instantly you already have something clickable, something visual, and something to look at for non-visual people. So it works perfectly with stakeholders. It works perfectly with early testing with users. You already get the gist of what product might look like, just with basic clicks and really fast output, as well as at the same time you can generate multiple ideas to test them side by side. So when it comes to concept testing and creation, AI speeds up our process tremendously, creates real life outcome, even coded versions, which is I'd say this is amazing. That saves our time like tremendously, and it helps us to focus on other things that matter that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for your introduction, Sasha. Now, once the concepts take shape, someone has to carry them across the rest of the life cycle. So it's research, it's the requirements part, it's the estimates, and the delivery ultimately, right? So now, Olga, you've been working across the full SDLC for a while. Please walk us through how AI is influencing everything from pre-sales, documentation, breakdown, estimation, and of course, creation of the user stories.
Yeah, hello everyone. Happy to be here. We, as business analysts, work really with the whole life cycle at all phases, starting from the very beginning, from pre-sales, discovery, throughout the whole life cycle. So we now apply an UI in research, market research, competitor research, user research, whatever research we have, we apply UI there. Then we need to scope, right? We need to understand what we're going to build. And here, AI helps us a lot, really. We need, previously, we needed to learn tons of documentation. Now we still need to do it, but now we can structure it in a more faster way. We can now like talk with documentation, not only read it, but talk to it, ask proper question, get answer really quick. And it allows us to speed up these processes and make it like in a more tight time frames, get really precise result with the scope. And then we can like having these tools, it's like working with a team of business analysts, like we're communicating all together and doing this stuff together. So we use an AI now with these stuffs, and as you said, with breakdown, with estimation. When it comes to the delivery phase, we're using it for like communication with the team, for driving refinement, for like keeping healthy backlog, for of course for writing user stories or whatever type of documentation we have in the project, depending on the context, of course. And what also really important here. It allows us to keep a very, very high quality because we can, again, talk to our documentation and like double check, triple check, against the quality standards, for example, invest for user stories and something like this. And also it allows us to ensure a very good traceability because in normal life before like AI era, usually let's like be honest with you, in the majority teams, in the majority of projects, traceability topic always like is being postponed for someone later when we have more time, when we can do it. But now we can do it really fast with the help of AI.
Thank you very much, Olga. I also appreciate that you're honest with me. I think always the relation between developers and BA was critical on rolling out the products. Now, okay, so what I really love about this perspective is that the three perspective of you are connecting this all directions, from validating an early idea, shaping it visually, then it's taking it the way to the delivery. Now that we've heard this foundation, let's open up the conversation, and I would love to start with Sasha. You work the intersection between the design and the engineering, right? So basically materializing these ideas passes sometimes, or most of the cases, through visualizations. So you see how these ideas move from drafts to real products. And now my question is, from your experience, do AI generated assets like requirements, prototypes, designs, do they accelerate or complicate the hands-off to development?
Good question. So as I talked before, when it comes to early stages, it helps a lot. It speeds up tremendously a lot of aspects of production, of design, of creating visual assets as well. But when it comes to looking forward toward delivery, AI is still struggling with consistency. It still lacks catching up the level of details, especially when it comes to, for example, visual design. There are still a lot of glitches. Therefore, manual work and manual like human in the loop is very important here in order to see and direct the outcome for the development. Additionally, I'd say that there is a disalignment with when it comes to creating design systems and based on them creating any design assets. That's still in very early stage of quality. And additionally, when it comes to more complicated things such as animations or videos or any sorts of visual production, we have AI tools such as Runway ML or Gemini that can create you some sort of visual assets. But I'd say that at this point, when it comes to real good quality for mature product, they're still lacking that level of detail and that level of consistency and close to real life appearance. So yeah, I'd say that we still rely on human craft heavily in this case.
Yeah, interesting perspective. By the way, Sasha, so you mentioned that AI still has inconsistencies. Now, my question, and I would like to challenge you in this regard, do humans have inconsistency as well, or not that much?
They do. But when it comes to creating something from scratch by yourself, you can always get back to it, analyze it. You have it all placed in front of you. So you have an ability to judge and to critically think about what do you have on your hands right now. When it comes to AI, you just see you have some sort of reasoning, but sometimes the reasoning and the outcome, they mismatch. So AI can make like silly jokes with you from time to time, and it's really hard to check on that. So when it comes to, for example, product development, AI can create you a pattern but it cannot ensure that this pattern is being consistently used through various parts of the product itself.
Yeah, I understand that. On the other hand, I think I can also argue in the favor of building reflection patterns, AI agents, like I mentioned earlier in my talk. But yeah, let's continue for now. We'll get back to this. Esther, I would like also to bring you into the stage back. So you've been very focused on how AI reshapes the structure and rhythm of the product work overall. So from your perspective, how different is it now to build AI-powered products versus running an AI-powered product development lifecycle? So what changes? What stays the same? How are
So
these things
yeah,
transforming?
yeah. So that's kind of what I want to bring into the conversation is when we say AI, product development together, we should distinguish two main things, like two streams. So first, we all started to adopt AI tools. And I saw the question in the chat from our listeners. Thank you for asking us. Do clients expect cheap and fast results because of AI tools? Yes, of course, they do expect us to work faster. So basically delivering more results within the same amount of time. But on the other hand, we also, as a company, do set very clear expectations how AI basically influenced our terms and how how it empowers us. For example, for discovery, it can allow us to cut on time up to 25%, and yada yada yada. We have it split for each type of activity that we do for the clients by adopting the tools. On the other hand, we should talk about end users of our products, and the further we go, the more of expectation from the users we will see for hyper personalization, right? It means that everything becomes AI powered. We, for example, developed a search, Gen AI search function for one of our products for top 3 venture capital firms in the world. Before actually ChatGPT created that kind of search bar in all the browsers. So because people want that, people want hyper personalization. So yeah, now it is a thing, and we need to work towards it. We need to understand users, and when the younger users will come into power, we should expect them. They are AI native, those who are now, I don't know, teenagers, 18 years old, they live with AI. They are native to that technology. It's like Gen Z who are native to internet technologies, right? Now we have a full new generation. I don't know how they will kind of act in life yet. It's not clear, but we do know they will want us to have this kind of interfaces everywhere, to have everything, to have systems, understand, anticipate what they want, empathize with them on an absolutely new level. And we need to think about new types of interface, because that's not the usual interface that we are used to. It's something, I think it will be something completely different. By the way, Sasha, if you can comment here, it would be great.
Yeah, actually, I'd like to add here, recently, one of our colleagues shared this thought about generative UI, that there is like one of the theories that what it might look like basically when you adjust any product based on your needs, and the whole UI adjusts how you set it up. Here, I'd like to point out that One side of things is when I want to adjust it myself, but we know people are lazy. Therefore, we'd like to have things being adjusted for us by default without extra work from our side. So this is, I think it's going to be an interesting era for us to understand and predict for each person what would be their preferable look and feel of the products of the products that they use. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun journey.
Now, thank you. Actually, I love that you brought this idea of AI native new generation. On the other hand, what's fascinating, I believe, it's the current AI landscape is still shaped by our generation, right? By the generation of current professionals. So basically, we have to work together, more or less. Right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, thanks. Very interesting perspective both. Now, Olga, there is a lot of conversation, of course, about AI reshaping the roles, and I have a challenging question for you. It's also covering the new generation and the current generation, but it's especially focused on analysis and documentation part, right? Do you see that AI, or do you believe that AI is strengthening the partnership between the developers and the business analysts, or it's redefining it entirely?
Okay, it's a very good question. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
You know, again, to be honest with you, as I usually do, I don't think that it really somehow redefine our relationship, because we still do what we do, and we still need to communicate to each other, and this, like, let's say, human part of our relationships remains the same. Moreover, I would say it even increases, because like there is, like, under the hood, this AI craziness happens, and we need to communicate even more to, like, handle it, manage it, somehow orchestrate all this madness, right? So that's how our roles, I believe, are reshaped now. And what else I would like to highlight here in terms of reshaping, if whatever role it is, business analyst, somewhat engineer, QA engineer, developer engineer, even product manager, designer, whoever, if they are curious enough, they will be now, with the help of AI, going, like, beyond their role. Like, we are starting coding using vibe coding, right? Developers starting using prototypes, not only like code prototypes, but also visual prototypes. So we are starting doing each other's stuff right now. And it's not competition. We're not stealing each other's work. We are trying, like, to be more collaborative. We're trying to speed up our processes. So if I, like, come to developer as a business analyst and ask, hello, John, could you please create for me this and that? I want this to be like this, so that I will show this is to customer. It will take ages. But when I already try to do something on my own, and I will come to this John already with something predefined, prepared, some prototypes, some vibe coded something, our conversation will start from another level from the very beginning. And that's what I believe the main important thing, which is reshaped now.
Yeah, interesting. And on the other note, BAs are starting now vibe coding more and more. On the other hand, you mentioned earlier, like, developers start chatting more with the documentation. So it's somehow the distance it's shrinking between these two teams. And yeah, very well said, Olga. Thank you very much. Now let's move into. Sorry?
Can I just make a short
Absolutely.
remark?
Sure.
For last year, I think it was the tremendous amount of startups that were one-man band startup. And I think that's because of AI tools emerging. So basically to kind of now to become a startup, you just you can be whoever from high tech world, right? You can be a developer. Okay, I go into product management in ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever kind of Gen AI tool, yada yada. So that's kind of, we are about to go into a completely new era
but
of
you
startup,
can do it only
yeah.
Until some point.
Absolutely.
But after, you still need the team, of course.
Scaling, that is the problem. Yeah.
Once you wanna scale, and that here I'm talking about like pre-seed stage startups. So when it's kind of nothing in there, it's a lot of kind of startups that built by one man. But then, of course, when it goes to scaling, you cannot kind of avoid to have a team. Thanks God, we still need to talk to each other because I love talking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely scaling. It's still a challenge, and that's why many people are probably also skeptical to adopting AI because they cannot scale it that easy as they would expect. That's actually our job as a company, as Cyclum. Like that's what we do. We build enterprise degree software using AI native delivery, right? Now, let's move into something that both design and analysis teams feel very strongly. So I would like to ask both Olga and Sasha. You each work in different ends, right? But both of you see how AI is reshaping the workflow in very concrete ways. So from your experience, have you replaced any previous steps or deliverables because of AI or only optimized them? Maybe
Let me
Olga, you can.
start.
Oh, Sasha, sure.
Yeah, I'll start because I'd like to talk about the early stages of product when we talk about discovery. So while we've talked about this tremendous work that AI could do for us and simplify a lot of things for us, we are user-centered people who create user-centered products. So in the end, we talk with real people. In the end, we talk with the real customers. While AI can create for you some proto-personas, it could simplify desk research for you. You could easily find, okay, what's find a lot of information for specific domain, specific product, do like tremendous desk research and understanding of a problem quite fast. But when it comes to literally solving some problems, AI cannot solve these problems in the best manner. It can solve it in a way that what was being solved before. And if you want to duplicate and make clones of one product and create the same product for ourselves, okay, we can do that. But why we create products? We create them because there are existing problems that we need to solve. There is a specific demand that we need to fill out. And without actual people, without actual users, we cannot achieve the outcome that we strive for. Therefore, I would say that the process remains the same. We still talk to users, we still talk to businesses, we still try to understand what's the issue, what is this hidden inside on particular problem, because in many cases the solution might not be obvious. In many cases you have to look on the problem from like other perspective, and AI cannot solve it in this non-obvious way. It could lead you, it could give you materials and existing things, but you still have to proceed with, let's call it OG approach, where you follow all steps of processes for continuous discovery, continuous delivery cycle. So that's my.
So you would rather say that basically you optimize these previous steps, but you do not necessarily replace them or skip any previous step, like traditional step without AI, right?
Yes. Yes, because like from my experience, and not just the product, like also as a visual designer, I do a lot of things from graphic point of view when it comes to creating visual assets from simple icons to exhaustive video animations. When it comes to like again doing something generic, yeah, it does the job. But if you want to stand out, if you want to do something very nice, you cannot replace. You can simplify it, you can ease it up, you can automate, speed it up, but you cannot do it in the end. It will not give you the desired outcome, unfortunately. You're on mute.
We cannot hear you, Lucian.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Let's hear Olga's perspective. So from BA perspective, have you replaced these steps or just optimize them as well as Sasha mentioned?
Actually, I can't agree more. It's absolutely the same from the BA perspective. We're not dropping any stages, any activities, any artifacts. We are not replacing them with something new. For now, we're just only optimizing them, speeding them up, like doing them maybe more in looking, more in like more in percepted, let's say, right? So we still need to do what we need to do. We need to analyze requirements. We need to talk to our clients or customer of our clients, right? We cannot drop these activities. We need to write our documentation. Yes, of course, AI tools significantly speed up these processes for us. But we can come up with a structure. We need to set up the ground for it. Still, we're doing our work, our steps, our stages. So a lot of optimization, a lot of like collaboration and all of this stuff. But still, the steps, the activities remain the same. That's like only I can say, and only can support Sasha in her words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like
that helps. Sure.
yeah, I'd like to add to Ola's, for example, one of the recent projects we've been working on together. We were using AI a lot, but when it comes to it was like a specific domain with a real niche knowledge base that you cannot retrieve from AI at all. You can get this information only from subject matter experts, from people who work in the industry. So again, when it comes to broader spectrum, we can do a lot of things, but when it comes to really like close, complicated subjects, only talking to people, only talking to knowledge holders, you can get this information, the crucial information.
Yeah, I wanna.
Sorry, let me go first to support this specific project and specific case. On the bright side, like from AI perspective, AI allowed us to set up this frame very well structured and gather this first layer of information, because we were like completely new to this domain, and it was like a specific country, specific domain. We did know like nothing at that point of time. And when we came to the stakeholders, to SMEs, we were talking more or less like the same language. And this was a very, very big help from AI perspective.
Yeah,
Esther,
I just want to make a kind of short remark. In general, what I noticed when AI is real help when we immerse ourselves in new domains, right? Because again, the nature of our work, we jump onto projects from one project to another project. And that's why I always say Sequum is a great place to work, because you can change your job without changing a real job. And it's very interesting, and you immerse yourself in the new domain. But where AI has a natural limitation is something that is not that widely discussed in the open source internet, right? So when it goes to a deep B2B processes where there is no Reddit, page discussing that processes, you probably will expect that what you get from any GenAI tool is a big questions that needs to be validated with subject matter expert. And that's where I put a big warning sign. So if you're talking about B2C, and there is plenty of people discussing it out there in the internet everywhere, then yes, you can kind of trust that outcomes, that outputs of GenAI as a response to your prompts. But when it goes to deep B2B processes, I warn you, double check everything, triple check everything with subject matter experts.
Yeah, absolutely. Great points. And I believe what's insightful here, now that we have all the three perspectives, is that probably everyone have asked before themselves about these questions, and maybe there is even a fear of missing out. Like you feel sometimes that you cannot work, you cannot be like as productive as you expect by using an AI tool, and then you believe maybe it's only me or it's not. Maybe others have the same situation. So now, thanks to your answers, I think we confirm that everyone tackles these problems, and everyone still uses human expertise to double check, to validate both human and AI outputs. And now, since we are here, still the problem emerges. It's how to scale this further, because as per both you, Esther and Olga, you mentioned that you have now to validate everything more and more, of course, right? But you have more things to validate than before, actually, because we produce more content, we produce more code. It's helping us because yeah, we are moving faster. But what about validation? Is this like the the testing and QA part might become now a bottleneck? And from your perspective now, how do you stay confident that on your own work, right, the quality doesn't decrease while the quantity increases dramatically? Olga or Esther or Esther or even Sasha, like everyone invited.
Let me start. So yeah, AI allows us to go infinite on our ideas, on what can come into our minds. We are not, even if we want to be narrow-minded, we just can't. If we use GenAI tools, it gives us all the perspectives from all the, 360, like everything and everything. So yeah, we have tons of ideas. The most important thing that we have to stick to is prioritization with our clients. And prioritization is always built on the foundation of product vision and strategy. So first thing first, what we do with our clients when the client comes to us with an idea, I want to build product X for users, Y, yada yada. What we do, we say, okay, let's sit together and let's talk about the product vision. So from now, like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, what the product will look like. What is the value that you want to bring there? And sometimes we even make a step back to business, like pure business. What is the business strategy there? What is the business impact? Where are you moving for? Why are you thinking about building this particular idea? And then from that kind of business idea, we move towards a product idea, towards a product vision. And then the product vision and the product strategy are used for very natural way to prioritize further ideas to be discovered and then build and then kind of, brought into delivery. And then when we kind of have ideas, so we prioritize ideas for the product, then we use user research as a next filter. Okay, we have okay, we have this product idea that actually contributes to the product vision and strategy. We can make this idea this big or this small. How we decide? We decide based on user research outcomes. And then when it goes to the solutioning, I will pass my words to Ola, because then it's the next step, right?
Yeah,
Whatever idea is.
Is
then we
BA
will
aligned
again-
with this, Olga?
Yeah, absolutely aligned. Like we always, as we are all three of us from the same service line, we're working under the same umbrella, we cannot be unaligned because otherwise we cannot work together, you see. So yeah, jokes aside, I agree with Esther, absolutely. And what I would like to highlight here in terms of quality, getting back to the initial question, my favorite phrase recently is we're all so excited about artificial intelligence now. So I just repeat to like all my counterparts, please do not forget about like regular intelligence. Do not forget to use your brain, please, guys. So we trust so much these AI tools, their outputs, not outcomes, but outputs. There might be without like a bit of value in them, with a lot of hallucinations, a lot of, wanted to say a bad word, like you understood me. So they might be useless at all. And if we don't use our brains, we just take them, put to our backlog, scopes, pre-sales, pitches, whatever we have, and just use them, right? But we need to double check, to triple check, to X check now. And the more AI tools like being developed, the more they grow, they quantity, the quality, the more we need to be attentive, the more we need to double, triple, whatever check. So
Yeah.
From my point of view, human factor now becomes like very, very important. We need to be like orchestrators of all of these things. We need to, for example, from my previous recent experience, I worked on very big and complex pre-sale, and I worked like with 2 different AI tools to draft the scope. It was really huge, complex scope, and I like intentionally worked with 2 of them, like to do cross-checking, so that I don't have a lot of gaps and I don't have a lot of hallucinations. And like using 3, let's say, brains, 2 AI and 1 mind, it gave me a really good result. So if I would use just only 1 AI tool or only 1 my brain, it wouldn't give me such a good result. So that's how it, we need to like play with it. We need to understand what works better, how we need to like, we need to shape it on our own. So that's where like the next generation of product development, of documentation, of design is being born.
Yeah, thanks again. And about using the brains, I believe we need, of course, to be balanced, right? But this begs the next question I have, and that's for all of you. But I would, in the interest of time, I would ask you to try to answer in no more than 30 seconds. So over reliance on AI, do you think it's a risk, or what's actually the greatest risk of introducing AI? Is it over reliance, hallucinations, being biased, misunderstanding? Your perspective briefly, please, Esther.
Listen, there are a lot of risks, and the most important thing is human in the loop. It's human with real intelligence. Artificial intelligence will not help you if you don't have human intelligence. That's a thing. And the risk is when we take human intelligence out of the equation. And then the number of tools that you're using, bias, hallucinations, whatever, it doesn't matter if you've got a good critical thinking in the process. So train your critical thinking. That's the most important next soft skill that everyone will need to use a lot.
Yeah, I think we have space for a joke here. So I think you mentioned earlier that we are introducing this like AI, of course, with some risks, but while we are producing in artificial intelligence, the consequence of that is we are also producing some artificial stupidity as well. So we need to be careful with that. That's just a joke. I'm actually like a fan of AI, of course, but this is funny. So Sasha, what do you think is the greatest risk of introducing AI within our processes?
Yeah, for me, actually, it's over-reliance. And why?
Over-reliance.
As I mentioned before, that people are lazy and tend to find the easiest solution to anything, to simplify, to use their time as efficient as possible. And I'm actually a victim of this myself when it comes to like some things. I stopped Googling things. I just ask in ChatGPT, like when it comes to just like basic life. And unfortunately, it never gives you like the actual result that you're looking for. It gives you a really high level thing, but you already trust in the truth of that. You trust that this is enough. And this whole mind perception that AI will be enough, that you don't have this critical thinking and don't question it, don't challenge it.
Yeah.
This is the worst. So this will impact our solutions and what work we produce. Okay, for us, we're aware of this. Would say we're from the pre-AI era, where we still used to dig deep, manually, research things manually, and find things which are not easy to find at all. But I see that this risk is, it has to be kind of controlled somehow, and has to be kind of trained that it is not enough. You still have to do more on top of that.
Almost I can feel how your dopamine is decreasing because you don't have that satisfaction on finding on your own things. Yeah, Olga, your turn. 30 seconds, please, on
I will be really short because ladies already covered both my opinions. It's like over trust to AI and like decreasing of critical thinking. And if we're like summing up them all together, over trust plus decreasing critical thinking, we are in a very, very bad place. So we still need to develop our brains, our critical thinking, and treat AI as our partner, as our tool, as our assistant, not like it will do for us everything. That's the main idea.
Absolutely. So now that our experts within Cyclum concluded that AI is definitely helpful within our processes. On the other hand, we should not fully rely on it because there are like pros and cons, of course. We are still an AI native company that managed to develop a scale applications and large enterprise projects while we are growing new muscles by supervising our AI assistants, things that we wouldn't do like even 2 or 3 years ago. Now, we have only 3 minutes, and basically I will give you another 45 seconds to conclude and wrap up this session before going to the QA. We have 3 or 4 questions on the chat. I would like you to give the opportunity to give us your predictions for the next year. So 1 year from now, what will be the biggest visible change in how we build digital products because of AI? And Esther, are you still here with us? I think it might be a
Of
technical
course.
problem. Yeah. Okay.
No. Of course, I'm here.
Esther,
So
your prediction.
yeah. Okay. 1 year. It's not enough for me, Lucian. But
Take your time.
okay. So I think like first, it will be more and more vibe coding. It will be more and more AI POCs. So that kind of intermediate stage between clickable prototype and MVP. I think those kind of vibe coded things, we will see the scalability of it will kind of move forward. It won't be enough yet to become a real product, but I think it will move towards MVP. And maybe in a couple of years, maybe 3 years, that AI POC will move to the full scale MVP, and then MVP will need to kind of have the real development. So from the kind of product life cycle, I see it like that. And that's kind of, I'm setting aside all the time-saving exercises that we have on the way of discovery, starting from competitors' research, user research, yada, yada, prototyping, and all the things. And here I will probably pass my word to Sasha.
Yeah, thank you. Sasha, your prediction, please.
So I will be brief. I see kind of two things. We're like at this edge of new kind of two directions that we're gonna witness. First of all, a lot of basic stuff are gonna be automated, that you can create them from scratch, which is amazing. We're gonna witness it that a lot of things could be automated like tremendously. But there is a more bitter kind of side of things. We're gonna face a lot of mediocre and clone solutions because, again, as we talked before through this panel, they're gonna be like more generic stuff that you can cover. But when it comes to like something unique, the craft, the actual human touch will be more valuable as ever, because in this whole ocean of these generic solutions, the truly unique ones that will be mostly appreciated, and they will stand out more because there will be non-standardized like solutions and approaches for all the problems and the pains that we have. So I made it quick.
Thank you, Olga.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, absolutely agree with ladies. I believe that development will go like to the very, very quick this POC phase, when really everyone will be able to do it on their own and go through this very first stage really quickly. And like switching from Esther talk to Sasha's talk, we will have a lot of products, and not all of them will be good, and it will be a lot of trash on the market, and those who will be able to create real gems will be valuable. So that's my point of view. And from the a bit different perspective, like from the inside of like team, company, it will be, we need to acknowledge now that AI already is part of our life. We cannot like avoid it anymore at all. Like even like 6 months ago, we still, like some of us still believe that it's avoidable, but now no. It's like, you know, a few years ago we all wrote in our CVs like, I don't know, Microsoft Office skills. Now we need to write AI skills, and it's now non-negotiable. We need to have them, all of us, all specialties. Nevertheless, we're technical, non-technical. Now we're living in the completely new world. It's now now our new reality.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this is your legacy for the next year. Please come back to this recording and check if your predictions are reality. Now, I would like to, we have another 3 minutes for 1 or 2 questions. I would like to also give my own prediction by answering the first question. It's actually someone asked that I observed that many engineers are still reluctant to learn and apply AI. What are our observations? How do you motivate your colleagues to start using AI? So my personal prediction for the next year is that mostly everyone will actually use AI, and the people that are still reluctant today will not be that much on the next year on this time. Mostly because not because they will be like forced or anything like that, but I believe there are new emergent use cases that are simply being developed, and you can simply cannot develop them without using AI. That's my view, and let's see if next year we'll be here at this point. We have a very interesting question, and that's for you, Olga. It's a very plain and straightforward question. I will read it as it is. Uh, Please take your time, like 30 seconds, 1 minute, to give us your best honest answer. Will AI steal my job as a business analyst?
Perfect question. I already gave a big speech at the BA conference exactly on this topic. The short answer is, of course, no. If you are professional enough, if you are curious enough, and you're using not only AI tools, but your brains as well, as we were discussing previously, nobody, including AI, will steal your work. Just do not forget to use your brain.
Okay, that was shorter than actually expected. So we have probably one for Sasha now. So for designers, AI might be useful to make fast prototype, to test high-level solution, and also analyze data from users. That's the question mostly, but I believe that actually it's, do you agree or not?
I
Maybe
mean, I
you
cannot agree more. Yes,
cannot agree
obviously.
more.
Yeah, we've talked about this earlier. So yeah, it does. Even when it comes to user research, for example, or user testing. For example, one of the tools we use is Dovetail. Dovetail has integrated AI components that help us to synthesize the information like faster, to get the insights, to structurize the information in a better way, to extract the meaningful pieces. Like I remember, like 2 years ago, I think it was like pretty much automate, not a manual, when you had to tag each interview and so on. Now it's much faster. So yes, I cannot agree more.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have time for one last question, and the last one in the chat. It's coming from Sidra, and it's can we discuss about the usage of AI as where we can apply AI, which automation we can do with AI? Actually, I think that the question is about automating. Is there any tool that you use currently to automate AI, or you are mostly using it as like manually assistant or interactive assistant, let's call it?
Let
Any
me
of you?
try to cover. Let me try to cover that. So what we now observe is a lot of AI tooling, automation tooling, intelligence automation, and AI automation. It's like the whole kind of set of tools, and it's like I would say it's hundreds of them. It's emerging the market, especially when we need to integrate very old legacy systems with something new that we want to build on top of it. RPA is widely used for transaction processing in fintech, where we need to take that notoriously famous COBOL transaction processing system, right, written in COBOL, and we need to integrate it with something like freshly developed RPA emerges, and like computer vision and all the things. So we yet have in some systems like claim processing in health tech in US, doctors will send faxes, handwritten faxes. So when it goes to collecting data and processing it, yes, we do adopt a lot of tools to automate it, to make that data digital, to do a lot of things with it. So obviously there is a big, huge space to connect those very old legacy systems that will be used, because rewriting them is extremely risky, extremely expensive, and if they work, you don't touch it. That's the general rule of good manager, executive manager. If something works, don't touch it, let it work. So that's where it will be widely used.
Thank you very much for your time. It was a great opportunity to talk to you and exchange this idea. Thank you, everyone, for your attention. So we are Cyclum, an AI native delivery company that builds platforms at scale, enterprise platforms, but we still value human intelligence. And here is the place where artificial and human intelligence collaborate, work together seamlessly. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great rest of the day and a great weekend.
Thank you. Happy Friday.